Hello everybody. Decided I'd start doing a bit of a recording of my time on Through The Inferno on DCS. Just to give it a test really, to see if recording these videos is really worth my while. So so I'm on the F14 module, or F18 module I should say. So I'll give that a go and we'll get going from the stance. Just get our radio information here, I suppose. Okay, start her up.
Roll left! Flight controls. Flight controls.
So, clear all the X's out of those boxes. Reset button. Okay, so it's all clear there. Bit test on the flight control surfaces. Passed. We come here, we put the flaps to half, and then we set the stabilizer to 12. Now, go extra light, set our radio. Carrier ups 261. So this is just the radio frequency for carrier air traffic control. Start the left engine now. You see here the RPM. We need to get it to 28 or 30. Yeah, that'll do. And then we just move the left throttle to power it up. Here we go. Get that to 64. Let's see, so next we have to turn on the radar and align the INS. So that's the navigational system. So once this says OK down here, the navigational system is aligned. And once that happens, then I can put that into navigation mode. Look at the countdown there. So while we're waiting for that, we'll have a look to see what missions are available for ground attack, because it's pretty much what I do. So mission intel, ground mission. Let's see. Mission infantry assault, deep strike mission. I like to do them. Deep strike mission, and that's at Kutaisi, waypoint 26. So I was there a little bit earlier, and I took out all the long-range surface-to-air missile systems. So I'll be happy to go there with some JDAMs. So what we'll do then is we get the ground crew, rearm, refuel. Now let's see, I like to do the VMFA 122, the werewolves, the Marine Corps fighter squadron. M9M. No. That says 8 GBU-12s. They're not GBU-12s. Let's see. JDAMs. 8 JDAMs. They're a bit small, but they do the job. Put on some 120Cs for self-protection. And a targeting pod.
Request rearming. Copy.
Yeah, so that'll take a few minutes anyway, so the wings are empty there, but the bombs will come on soon enough. In the meantime, the INS is aligned, it says OK, so put that to nav mode. That's very important, because you can't actually select waypoints. Well, you can select waypoints, but you won't be able to see them. Then we'll go for waypoint 26.
Rearming complete.
Now to get waypoint 26 up on my HUD, I just press that button, and it tells me there waypoint 26, and it's 133 nautical miles. So oh, that's no good. That is no good, so we have to do that again. I thought they were sidewinders, but they're not. Ground crew, I wasn't paying attention to that part. So what are they? That's what they are there, TCTS pods for training, I believe. I'm going to put some aim-line nexus.
Request rearming.
Correct. So we're going to do this deep strike mission anyway, Operation Intense Demon. Ports. Turn that off, it's in the way.
Rearming complete.
There's me sidewinders. Lovely. Alright, next thing then is it's daytime, don't need positional lights. Hook this up. Oh, IFF, turn that on. Very important on multiplayer. And the data link, very important on multiplayer as well. Set this to HUD. And I'll set this one to the FCS. Also, turn on the countermeasures and the EW radar warning receiver. And I just turn the volume down for that because it's fucking loud. I've got my oxygen. Right, okay, so stabilizer 12, I'm actually going to put that to 15. 15 will be alright and not too heavy. And no, I think I've got chocks on. Yep, got chocks on. Get the ground crew to take off the chocks and we'll taxi to the catapults.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
261.
Copy. Wheel chocks are now removed.
Cal, taxi into Cat 1 of the Stennis. So that was just an SRS call out on the radio so other players know that I'm taxiing to the catapult. Because sometimes they're coming in to land, and if I was going from the catapults over there, I'd actually be driving from across the runway for landing, which is not good. Now I just need to put down my wings. Oh, behind you if I took off my parking brake. They're down. Lock that in. And then the last thing I normally do, so just line up here with the catapults. Just put it here. Arm the ejection seat. Put down the launch bar. And don't forget that, I don't think. Nope, that's it. So just see it, get hooked up to the launch bar. And the flash flap goes up, and flash reflector. Flaps at half. We're ready to go. Gear up. Our left hand turn. Just to get out of the way. The pattern. Then continue on then for waypoint 26, which is 130 nautical miles. Still an afterburner, so we'll take it down a bit. There we go. And then we'll get up to an altitude of about 25 to 30,000 feet. Yep. So now that we're in the air now, I will select SA page. Down here I will select the EW. Radar 1 and receiver. Okay, I can get information on the HUD here as well. And then on this side I will have a look at my stores. So let's take off the master arm, JDAM. And I like to fuse them early just so I don't forget. Because if you don't fuse them, when you drop them they don't explode, which is obviously not what you want from a bomb. There we are there now at 13,000 feet climbing. Cloudy but still good visibility. Let's see, target of opportunity mode, and actually what I need to do is check my blur. Actually it's on standby now, which is okay. A couple of minutes getting to this waypoint. So let's have a quick look. So this is a range of 160 nautical miles all the way around. Got some red contacts here, which are the enemy, but 160 miles away, they're no threat to me. These here are friendly aircraft. Well, actually, they have yet to be interrogated, but they should turn out to be friendly. And the green ones are friendly already. These yellow boxes are just unknowns, but they usually turn out to be friendly. That's what I take from it anyway. I'm not 100% sure, but it works for me. So we'll put it back down to 40. It should be okay. So we're just passing 20,000 feet here now. Steer it up. So we'll get to about 25,000. Might level out there. Okay. So anyway, JDAMs are on standby because I don't have any target coordinates for them now, but they are fused. So if I did actually just drop one, it will explode. Now, 100 miles to target. Well, 104-ish. Here's our fuel state. We've got 8,850 pounds of fuel, which is a fair amount of fuel. You know, I don't think we'd have to tank, because we can get to the target, fly around, drop a few bombs, and fly back to a closer airfield in Sukhumi. So Sukhumi is somewhere along here, I think. And we can land there, rearm, refuel, and then go back at the targets at waypoint 26. Also, what I forgot to do was go onto the ground combat radio, which is 124. And I know that because I was on here earlier, as I said. The targets, so we'll switch it to 124. Comms check 124. Yeah. Oh shit, we're at 30,000. We level out here. 30,000 is ideal, so autopilot. Barometric altitude, so basically it holds level flight at barometric altitude, which is along this line here. That's the level horizon. Cal inbound waypoint 26, ground attack, 8 times JDAMs. Turn this one up a bit as well, because volumes are pretty low. Now we'll get the flare going. So that's it there now. So we can control this camera here. So when that diamond's up in the top right corner, you're controlling whatever screen that diamond is in the top corner. So if I do this, the diamond is here, and I can move this around. And then if I change the diamond to this screen, which is here now, I can move this camera around. And this camera is what I'm going to use to target my targets. So you see TOO mode, JDAM display, mission page, station 8. So yeah, station 8, number 1. Let's see. So I'm playing VR and the resolution is not perfect when you're actually wearing it. There's Sukumi down there, so this is where I'm going to land to refuel and rearm, providing it's still in blue. Yeah, still blue. So basically in VR it's very hard to see far away, so there's a zoom function which works pretty much like that, and it just allows you to see targets from a bit further away. So see, we're still a bit far from the waypoints, 26, 68 miles. But what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to move over here, because waypoint 2 has two separate kind of target zones. So one target zone is around here somewhere, the other target zone is around here, if I remember correctly. Actually no, sorry, it's up there and up there, because I use those hills for cover when dodging the SAMs. So we're going to go up here and finish off what I started. I'm just assuming that nobody else has done it. Actually, I can check it here. So this is me, and this is the target area, and that's the target area.
Paddles, contact.
So I'm going to go for that one there. Ah shit, this guy's total noob. So he's obviously not on the radios, so he does not know what's going on. He can't ask anyone for help except for in the side chat. But I tell him how to do it over the radios if he was on it, but he doesn't seem to be on, so I can't type in VR because I can't see the keyboard. I'd have to take off the headset. That's still red. That was red earlier. I need to finish that off.
Call the ball. Roger, ball.
So that's someone landing on the carrier there. I'm still on the carrier frequency.
Whoa! You're slow. Wave off.
So he was too slow, which meant he was dropping below the level of the deck, and the LSO waved him off because he was going to crash into the ship. I have a feeling this airfield has been taken, so I might have been wasting my time flying over here. Who's this? Gatling in an A10. If there's A10s over here, they've definitely teamed up. Let's have a quick look here. So that's an airfield down here. It's an airfield we're supposed to attack. So that's it there, right?
Contact.
So just to give you an idea how powerful this camera is, we can zoom all the way in here and see what's there. So you can't even see that bunker from here. But with this, you can see it, and I can zoom in again. That's how powerful the camera is on these planes. Same in real life. I think that's blue. It has to be blue.
fast. Wave off.
So this is the guy, he's come around for a second go, he has to wave off again. So carrier landings are actually pretty hard, you know, it's not that easy. And you know, anybody that can get it done first time, every time, tell you they have my respect, because that shit is hard. So I'm just following this river here to get to this. Actually, I was following a different river, maybe. A different section of it. Yeah. There we go. So, it's hard, you have to be using reference points all the time. There we go.
Paddles contact.
Okay. So I took out some targets right here. I'm going to start turning off. Okay, so there's still orange smoke. So there's still targets here. Yeah, so that's anti-aircraft AAA, so it's got like radar guided guns to shoot, but they'd never be able to shoot us from up here because I'm still at practically 30,000 feet. So I'm just going to look around, see can I find any radars. I destroyed these radars a little while ago. So that one there was a radar, and that was a group of infantry standing next to a tank, so I couldn't resist that. So I dropped 2 JDAMs on that, but at that point I actually got shot down by a SAM that was still operational in the area, so I logged off and took a break, but this is me coming back now for the first pass since then. So, what's this?
Call the ball. Roger, ball.
That looks like a radar, but it looks like it's been... No, that's a tree. Yeah, so from this far away, everything is kind of blocky and pixely and shit, so it's... Yeah... Fuck, why the fuck did I think that looked like a radar?
Wave off.
Yeah, this guy is having a hard time landing. He's gonna have to come back for a refuel, I'd say. The only thing about this game is trees have heat, which is not really the case in real life. And when you look at the heat map here, you can't tell between trees and actual vehicles. So it's kind of hard to pick out targets using that when it's supposed to be a little bit easier. But here we got another target here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock him up here now. Yep. Step to station 2. And I'm going to lock up another target that's relatively close. Yeah, there we go. So I can get practically 2 Shilkas on the same pass. Bollocks. I'm still kind of learning JDAMs. 8, Station 8. That information changed. Okay, so two separate coordinates for two separate bombs. I'm just going to put on the HSI here because I've not been getting tracked by any SAMs or radars. Zoom in to 10 miles. Come back around. 6,000. So this is how it's going to go. I'm going to drop Station 2 and Station 8. Station 8. Mission 1 and Station 2. Mission 2. Okay, so I'm slowing down a bit as well. Once I straighten up, I'm going to have to hit the burners. Oh, turn on air to ground. There we go. JDAM display, mission page. Right. We'll go into afterburner. Level flight. So these are GPS guided bombs, so they are literally going to guide themselves to the target. And these are the two targets that I have here. So those, this one and this one. So I'm gonna. So up here it says time to range. So once that says in range, I can drop each bomb, and they'll automatically find their own way to these two. So 340 is enough. Zoom out a bit. Here we go. So I don't really want to directly overfly the target, so once I drop them, I'm going to turn off. So I'm in range, which it says here. So first drop, and then second drop, and I'm going to turn off then to the right, and head slightly away from the target. So I'm on my left side here now, 79 degrees, so it's down there. So you should see an explosion here and here. That's if I got it right. Here and here. Now put it into this mode so you can see better. This one's going to get hidden by the trees, but should be able to still see the explosion. Slight miss. Oh, you're joking me. Right, so I didn't get him accurate enough. So I'm going to re-engage. They didn't blow up. I missed. They didn't get direct hits. So I'm going to go for oil on 8. Okay, step. I just zoom in all the way this time and get it much more accurate. Okay, so I'll just cycle through them to make sure. Station 8, 1635. See, this always happens to me, I don't know why. I'm not really that good at using JDAMs, as you can see, but sometimes it's hard to get 2 separate targets coordinates. Tree. I have to come around. Where was that second target? So you could have drove away. No, they didn't. There he is. So 8 is 35, 1635. Yeah, so we got 2 separate targets here, so I'll cycle back to 8. And we'll come back in for another run. Should be more accurate this time since I zoomed in all the way. And this is what I'm looking at here. That's the attack line to get to each target. So I'm already inside the outer circle, which means I'm already in range. And there's a radar down there, SA3. So I'm just going to drop this one straight away. I've been locked to shit. I have to dive out. What I did there was stupid. There's the missile. There's the missile. I waited too long to get away. I might not get away. There's a second one. Oh. Countermeasures worked. So there's radars down there that I can't see. I've only got 4,000 pounds of fuel left. got too close that time. I have to stay around the outside of the airfield. Yeah, direct hit and direct hit. Got back just in time. Nice, that was a secondary explosion as well, so I might have got an extra target in there. Nice. Oh, flying too close again. That's why you don't fly with your head down in the cockpit. Oh, you're joking. I just reset the camera. Fuck. I have to find these radars. I think they're in there, you know, on the. Where's that launch coming? Oh shit! Look, that's where the launch come from over there. Get down low for this. Duck down behind the hills there so the radar brakes lock. See the missile.
Altitude. Altitude.
The problem is you need to have altitude to use these bombs that I have. You have to be up high. So I'll just stay back over this way. You didn't seem to bother me from over there. Have the range. Actually, I should be thinking about going back for fuel now anyway. Right, let's have a quick look. Here's the bastard. Up there. Yeah. Target of opportunity. There we go, station 7. Yeah. Yeah, station 7. I want to get him. And station 3. I want to get a target for station 3 as well. Number 2. Fuck it, that's as good a target as any. Zoom in for accuracy. Shoot him. Done this again to me. I don't know why it keeps happening. After losing the position of the radar, which is more important. And I don't really want to go around because I'm low on fuel. Where the fuck is that radar? Okay. I'm gonna head in here now. Keep the afterburners off. Fuck, I'm not gonna make it back. Might as well take out these targets anyway. So I'm in range very quickly here now. So I just like to go in an extra bit, so drop, step. And get away. So we should see two nice explosions there now in a couple of seconds, in a minute or two. Oh shit! I might have to jettison the bomb because I dropped 2 on that last one, I think.
Fuel low. Fuel low.
I know. Shit. Out of the range of the camera angle. I'll just have to assume we missed. So we got one bomb there, it's weighing me down on one side, which is annoying. Shit, I've got 2 bombs there. I'm gonna have to jettison them. Actually, I won't. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be passing over that red smoke I saw earlier. And I'll see if there's any targets there. Because it's on the way back to the airfield that I want to go to. In fact, it is right there if I remember correctly. And there's the airfield I want to land at. We've got 1,430 pounds of fuel. And we're doing 300. We might make it. So it's in this forest here in the clearing. Here's the smoke. If there's any targets there, we'll take them out. It's got red smoke, which means it's got it's held by the enemy. But somebody could have destroyed all the targets, but never flew a helicopter in to capture it. Because that's what you have to do. You have to fly in a helicopter, drop off some troops, so they can capture it for the blue. Hey, here we go. What we got? BMP. He's locked. Station 7. Let's see, is there another target? bombs left. Just like this here. Let's do this. No. We undid it. The BMP shoot. How do you know when an A10 has been around? That's how. Right, I might have dropped it on time. There's the airfield there, 1,000 pounds of fuel. I'll give you a look at the bomb fold here. Slightly too late and struggling to get on target. Another 2 or 3 seconds earlier probably would have hit. Oh well, only myself to blame. I fucked up the targeting on that one. So let's see what the runway is there. I think it's 30. 10 map. Sukumi, and someone else is coming into land. Look, JF17. Oh, there's a few people here. Nice. Sukumi. Shit, I better call that in. Cal on final, Sukumi, runway 30. Coming in low fuel. I've got 960. I'll see when I'm closer to the runway. I might be able to go around into a pattern. See, it's better to fly a pattern. That way you can fly over the airfield, look to see if the runway is clear, come back around and then land. Master arm is safe. Set that to the HUD. Set this to FCS. Yeah, I have enough to go around. Go, gadget, zoom! MiG-29 locking me up.
Altitude.
It's not close enough. He sees me on the radar, but he's not close enough to launch a missile. It's too far away. Cal in the pattern for runway 30, Sukumi. Fuck off. 1,000 feet will do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly up over the water, just come back around, up this side, come around and land in on the runway. And the reason why you do that is so you can load in, fly past and see who's on the runway. So someone's crashed there or attacked something there. Oh shit, that's low. Around, there's no one incoming. Yeah, so from that I'd need to give JDAMs a bit more practice. I've watched tutorials, but it's just fucking so hard to get it right when you're targeting with the lantern pod. I've seen fellas fly past and drop 8 bombs on 8 targets and get direct hits all using the lantern pod. But I don't know, I'm just an idiot, I can't seem to get it right. Fuck, is that him? That's down an extra bit. We're under 250. Drop the landing gear. Bit more power. Bit too high as well. Want to be a bit lower. Be about 150 knots coming in as well. So this is my airspeed right here. Turn on my anti-skid. Should have checked that first. And there's a bit of a crosswind. I think it's about 5 knots. It was in the briefing before I loaded in. Sounded heavy, but that's normal operation for an FA-18. Normally comes in hard for carrier landings. Get smoother landings, like, you know, just kissing the runway and coming in without any sound. But that's for that chair force. Look at him, the A10 rearming, refueling. One thing about the FA-18 as well is notorious hard to stop on a short airfield. Notoriously hard. It just doesn't want to stop, it just keeps going. So at this airfield I normally just stop here, refuel and rearm. So I always forget that, look, 4% fuel left. 450 pounds, fuck me. That's one carrier landing away from going into the water. So 100%. And we won't run out of fuel because we're going back to the same place. And then what I like to go for is... what I'll do is I'll do 2 laser and 2 IR Mavericks. I'll keep them as the laser on the outside because I'll use them first. So I'll just get the radar with the laser guided ones first, and then I can finish off whatever I see. 2 more targets with the infrared.
Screwy traffic, Salisbury 1-2.
So that's the A10 taken off. Call it in on the radio.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
And the ground crew now are going to rearm me and refuel me. We'll watch him take off. Yeah, he's fully loaded. Takes a while to refuel. So that's the fuel gauge here, and it goes up to 10,960. So here, look, this is the new Ulin, and somebody here just saw him crossing the runway when he was trying to land or something. He needs to get on Discord. He really does, so he can speak to someone, ask questions. We're all started for the first time at some point, coming onto servers, not knowing what to do. I was one of those guys once. Actually, what happened to me before was I was taking off on the runway, full afterburner, and I can't remember what I did, but I veered off onto the grass, over to the grass, across onto the taxiway, and had a head-on collision with a plane taxiing to get onto the runway for takeoff. And I just left the server out of shame. I pissed off a few people. Normally that shit gets you kicked off a server, let alone having to leave.
traffic, right track taking off, runway 06, porting short.
Oh, excuse me. Nearly there for the fuel. 10,100. Anyway,
Refueling complete.
thank you. 10,780.
Rearming complete.
Brilliant. So, got Mavericks there, so let's give you a quick look. So, the two inner ones are IR guided Mavericks, and the two outer ones are laser guided Mavericks. Therefore taking out tanks. What the fuck? Alright. Park and brake. So, gonna taxi back to the runway and then call it.
Mike check 251.
Excuse me, brakes there, I couldn't respond to that. Carl taking off runway 06, runway 12, Sukhumi.
Sortie traffic, F11 is SA18, passing pulling short of runway 6.
Zero steering. 120, rotate. Staying after Barnard, gear up, flaps up. I had full flaps. So when you take off, you're only supposed to be on half flaps, whereas I was on full flaps from when I landed. Not to worry. So now we're heading back to waypoint 26, which is only 72 nautical miles.
Sortie traffic, F11 taking off from runway 6, southeast departure.
So this time I'm not going to go as high because I'll be using the Mavericks. So I'll probably go around 20,000. Keep it at that. Right, so speaking of Mavericks, anyway, we'll get them warmed up. So scores, MAV F is the IR guided and MAV is the laser guided, which is the one I want now. I also want to take this off standby, put it down here. Actually, it's going to be a main sensor, so maybe I'll just put it up here instead. And down here I'll put on my EW, so that I can see incoming missiles and radar detection. So, autopilot. So as I said, with the diamond up in the top right, that's the sensor of interest that I can control. So I can start moving the camera around. And what I also have to do for the laser Mavericks, I have to set the code, the laser code, so that it follows my laser and not somebody else's, if there was a laser. So what I have to do here is I have the Maverick selected, UFC code and I like to use 1645, enter, and then you see down here at each Maverick the code is 1645. F-pass, yeah, okay, don't mind that. So on here the code is set to 1688 for laser spot tracking, and it's 1688 for the regular laser too. So I'm just going to change it 1645, enter. So it's 1645. So when I uncage my laser Mavericks and fire the laser at the target, the seeker head for this is going to look for code 1645, which is being projected by this, and once it locks on, it's going to track the laser. So I have to keep the laser until the Maverick actually hits the target. Right, so I'm at just about 20,000 feet here, so I'm going to stick at that. So I know where these targets are as well now from the last time. I don't think I got them, especially that radar. I want to get the radar first, because the missiles are the only real threat. The AAA is not really a threat. What's this? That looks like a smoke. Ah, yeah. So we're going to get that up pretty quick. Yeah, looks like I missed those targets with the bombs. I was under a bit of pressure, so screwed it up. So let's see. So that's AAA. See, I keep things like that for the IR guided because you have to get pretty close to lock them on. Lots of AAA. Jesus Christ, lots of AAA. That's a radar. Okay, so that's where my bomb landed, so it got close, but not close enough. Okay, so that diamond on the HUD, I just marked where that target is there using the camera pod, so now I know where to look. Also, laser map.
Thank you.
You need to warm up as well, these laser maps. Completed search and rescue. Ah, nice! Someone got shot down and someone went out in a helicopter. Bogus headbox went out in a helicopter and picked up the pilot, which is pretty cool. Ah, sorry, so I was supposed to put on this air to ground mode. Now I can do laser maps. So this here's the seeker head. At the moment it's caged. Also, I have to turn on this arm the laser. So press trigger. So I want to press that, the gun trigger. When I press the gun trigger, it's going to fire the laser. So you see the laser is armed. I press the trigger, and that means the laser is firing. So I'm marking that target right now. So I'll just unmark it for a second. And here the seeker head is caged. So if I select that, it's uncaged, so now the seeker head is moving left and right. Actually, it's not moving; it's just left. And oh, there we go. Now move on to and I'm firing the laser. So now that I'm firing the laser, the seeker head should lock on. Oh, so it's still cooling down. So or warming up, I should say. So the seeker heads have to warm up in order to operate. So there's a countdown timer of 20 seconds. 18, 17. 16. So once that timer is down to 0, it will then be able to lock on the laser and follow the laser. So I'll just do a quick orbit. By the time I come back around, it should be ready to go. Actually, it's ready to go now. Didn't even need the 20 seconds. Right, I'll come around anyway. Screw. See, 432 knots. 360 to 7. Yeah. Time to impact. Oh, sorry, it's a time to launch. That's what it was. Ah, shit, I did that orbit for nothing. So it's a time to launch countdown. So once it gets to 0, I'm able to launch. I'm going to zoom out a bit. In range. Come on, fire. Come on to fire. It's in range. What did I do wrong? Go around again. Yeah, I'm too high anyway. I could have even come down a bit. I've got gear to ground, master arm is on. Okay.
5x5.
False traffic box 06, take X on runway 0.
Laser, on cage. The UFC's on still on 1688, go on. I changed the wrong code, that's why. 1645. Boom. Let's get in here real quick. Still might get it. Tracking, lovely. Oh no, it's not. Why not? 1645, 1645. Ah shit, got 5 minutes to take out these targets.
Altitude.
And the IR maps take 3 minutes to warm up. Go and run. No. I don't know why that won't lock now. I'm doing something wrong, obviously. I'm way too close, but I didn't get engaged by anyone, so fuck it.
Snagging traffic, salt inbound, land to the west.
Whoa! that the A10? I didn't do that. That wasn't me. So that's all the AAAs. He'd all A's. It's the AAA engage me, but they never fucking hit me too fast. I'm being impatient. I need to be patient. So the Maverick is trying to lock on what I have locked with the T-pod. Line that up. There you go, boom. Oh. So it turns out that Mavericks were already warm. Now one more IR Maverick on the left side. So line up my left wing with something. Yeah. The server is going to reset in a couple of minutes, so I don't have to worry about saving fuel. That's it, it's gone. Gun run. It's gone. So the server shut down, so it can reset, start all over again to from fresh. And that was an hour DCS.